Hey, what's going on, cucks and clowns? It's your boy, Sneaky Motherfucking Adma, bruh. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be kind of a response, or more or less part of a discussion that's kind of mingling about the YouTube community. And hopefully you know what I'm talking about. It's the whole Markiplier video that he made about how he has perceived and saw a subtle change among the years he's been on YouTube for almost 4 years now about the attitude. And I have a bunch of other notes written down that I want to discuss and kind of say my piece as to why I think it's come this way. This isn't directly addressing his video and kind of refuting or debating him, because honestly I think most of what he said is true, and I kind of think I have some answers for him, in my own opinion rather, as to why YouTube has become such this shit show of everybody trying, every man for himself, or every man that's trying to grasp on and hold on to what they have as a YouTube channel, and why they want people to have less, and all this other stuff. And we'll dive into some of the notes that I wrote down per his video. So let's let's do it, boys. Please kill me. So some of the things that he said in his video is, he feels like a lot of creators are being stifled. Their creativity is being stifled per the supply and demand of what people on YouTube want to watch. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll link his video down below, and you can kind of go through his video before you're watching mine, because I really don't want to implement his video into mine, because I want it to be more of my own opinion rather than me just white knighting him and saying he's right and pretty much sucking his dick. I kind of want to throw in my own very fair use version of what he had to say. Like I said at the beginning, his main point at the very beginning was, he said that YouTubers nowadays that are starting YouTube are really going after money, views, and influence. Personally, in my case, I want more views, of course. Everybody on YouTube that makes YouTube videos consistently obviously wants more attention to their channel. They want their opinion heard, or they want people to see their content or their hard work displayed, their creativity displayed, which is fine. Later comes the money, and I honestly see nothing wrong with somebody wanting to make money on YouTube. YouTube is now what I would call a professional platform for content creators to come and share their stuff. But YouTube remains neutral in the fact that, I'm just going to say neutral for the sake of this video, in the fact that anybody can work their way up on YouTube, and they don't need to go to Hollywood or to New York or to all these other popular centers for their love or their passions or their hobbies in the arts. YouTube is a place where you can come display your work, display whatever you want to show the world, and get a reception from it. If this is something you want to pursue, that's totally up to you. Which Markiplier also said there's nothing wrong with that. So don't take shots at Mark's saying that he's in the wrong for saying that YouTubers only doing those things, which you can't disparage them for that, because YouTube in nowadays sense is a professional platform. Before, it was the Wild West. There was videos everywhere. There was no revenue system whatsoever. It was just a website that people could share stupid videos, and it's blown up ever since because it's such an original idea. Now, he also says that there's a change in the attitude by, you have to follow strict rules, strict protocol. It's every man for himself, and all these other people are just out to, in order to maintain your relevance, you have to criticize everybody else, and you have to do this. I disagree with this, in the sense of every single YouTuber is out for themselves and completely untrusting of everybody else. I feel like there's a lot of collaboration videos, a lot of good community things that are going around, right? Per the content creators, even, they're in their own communities and their own groups, as well as the fans of said channels that love watching their collaborations and whatnot. Once a website starts developing something like YouTube, where it becomes somewhere where copyrighted material starts being portrayed and can be monetized, meaning, I can take someone's music, upload it in full, and then if it goes unnoticed, I can monetize it and make money off of somebody else's work. So when you talk about following strict rules and protocol, in that sense, I can understand it. In the sense of an arbitrary agenda on a content creator's part, where those content creators are following strict rules and protocols that other YouTubers have set up for certain types of genres of content, I don't feel that should be the case at all. I feel like any content creator should be able to make what they want to make and shouldn't have to follow a certain format, protocol, rule, or whatever. He said it a lot in his video, where everybody can literally upload whatever they want to YouTube, and that's 100% fact to this day that they can, as long as it follows fair use and doesn't break the law, because it's very unfair to upload somebody else's work and blatantly steal it, not credit it, and then try to make money off of it. That is completely wrong, and that is why I feel like some of these rules and protocols need to be put in place to make sure that nobody is abusing the type of system that YouTube has in place where you can upload literally anything that has an MP4, MP3, or whatever file format attached to it that YouTube supports. Now, he also talks about criticizing part where, you know, these other YouTubers feel the need to criticize other content creators so negatively and harshly that it causes other people can use my channel or commentary channels like mine that attack others and causing others harm or, you know, hate or whatever you want to tagline that with. I also don't believe, at least in my sense, that I don't think that is stifling of creativity. I think that is just creativity being re-engineered into critiquing other people's work, if that makes sense. It kind of doesn't make sense now that I say it, but I feel like he was really targeting that towards drama channels like your boy, fucking the Lawn Gnome, motherfucking Keemstar, bruh. I feel like his channel and other channels like his are kind of a disgrace to YouTube in general, because YouTube is a place where there shouldn't be those kind of YouTube channels, you know, but as the internet grows and becomes more famous than, you know, TMZ, MTV, and all those cable channels, I feel like the internet is where those people realize that things like MTV and TMZ's format will also work on the internet, because where people like Keemstar are blatantly taking like people like TMZ, MTV, all these news kind of drama, whatever, Access Hollywood, and where they just invade other people's lives and private business that they should never have any right to invade, like people with their private messages, private Skype messages, conversations with people, all of that stuff just being made public just to make a quick buck. That's how I view Keemstar's channel, Scarce's channel, and these news channels where I hate saying it, but they cover news like that. That I feel is stifling creativity. But you also brought up how there's supply and demand. People want to see that stuff with, you know, YouTube is just like any other type of marketplace now, because videos are technically a product given to people. They don't have to pay for it. They pay for it with minutes watched in advertisements, but regardless, it's still a product, meaning there's now a supply and demand economic point of view with YouTube. And it sucks to say that, but, you know, people want to see what they want to see, and it's not necessarily a bad thing to have supply and demand, but it definitely weeds out better content that should be viewed rather than, you know, those shitty drama, whatever, where people are just so enveloped into these YouTubers' lives, their personal business, stuff they might have fucked up on, stuff from the past, you know, those things. It's just like, I hate watching that stuff, but that's my opinion. But it also interests me as well, and it sucks to say that, but that's the supply and demand of YouTube now, where people want to see what they want to see, and it sucks because a lot of other people are out there busting their ass to create funny content or good content and have, you know, channels like mine where they post their opinions, they want to start discussions, they want to make people think and people talk, and not have to do it on the note of somebody else's livelihood or somebody else's whatever. And that really sucks to say. He also says that a lot of people are putting up less and less creative things, new stuff, in terms of wanting to copy what other people are making because they see how popular it is. Now you might look at me and go, Newts, isn't that what you're doing, bruh? And I made commentaries 4 years ago, and I'm making commentaries today, and mostly off the inspiration of Pyrocynical, Nefakers, and Leafy. And it sucks to say that because now I'm just now realizing how much I enjoy broadcasting and how much I enjoy being creative, and it sucks to see other people get successful off of it when I was doing it 4 years ago, and if I would have stuck to it, I could have been in their positions. But that, I cannot blame them. I cannot hate on their success, and I cannot sit there and point fingers saying that's bullshit that they're more successful at what I like to do. Like, that's so dumb to do nowadays. Having jealousy and being jealous of other people's success to me is absolutely, I'll have it as a portfolio for a school or a portfolio for an internship or a job. That's all my fault, and I'm not ever going to hate on somebody else for doing something that I'm good at better than me, you know? And I also don't think video makers are scared to make new and interesting things like he said. I just feel with the supply and demand, those new and interesting things aren't what people want to see, so those other people don't feel like they're going to get the recognition and the fame they think they deserve by uploading it. And that really sucks to say, because god damn it, if you have a funny idea, upload that shit, dude. If you think it's funny, just upload it. Who cares, man? Who cares what other people think? You know, I said it in my Everything's Perspective video. You can't worry about what other people think. You can't have other people decide for you. Now, seeing this video is long, I'm just going to make it a long video. There's a lot to cover, and I've pretty much covered most of his points. I just got done covering Markiplier's video. So this is the opinion piece and my total thoughts on why this is all happening. I said it a little bit earlier, talking about obsolescence of television and all these, you know, celebrity news channels, and everyone's kind of moving over to the internet, but they all require cable to access, whatever. My whole thing is, why is it happening? Everyone's asking the question, well, why is YouTube becoming this corporate shill of its former self? Well, it's simple. Because of corporations. It's because of the big money that's now being involved into YouTube, and because of the supply and demand. These corporations and these networks look at what people want to see, look at what people are trying to view on YouTube, and they see it as they're looking at people like Keemstar, they're looking at unoriginal videos, people that are just reviewing, reactions, whatever. It also goes in hand to hand with the more rules and protocol that are put on YouTube, the more and more the system becomes fucked up. We're all very familiar with the shitty ass copyright system that YouTube has in place, right? That is a very discouraging factor from content creators coming in, using snippets and following fair use to the law, and still getting their videos taken down, removed, and their channels just shut down. Channels with like 100 subscribers taken down by these massive networks. That is so shitty, and that's so discouraging for newcomers and new YouTubers to come in and be like, wow, you know, I can upload whatever I want as long as I'm following the law, right? Meaning you're not coming into YouTube being a fucking spigot, right? You're not coming into YouTube being an asshole, uploading somebody else's content and then claiming it as your own. I'm talking about content creators that like H3H3 Productions or Pyrocynical or people that make skit videos and cool funny reaction videos like Ethan Klein, where they'll take somebody's clearly copyrighted content like DJ Khaled's and then make a funny skit about it following fair use practically word for word, but yet they'll still get copyright claims, copyright strikes, and their channels potentially shut down. That is extremely discouraging for people. It's extremely discouraging me when I'm only at 270 subs and big corporations will come to my channel and probably shut my videos down because I use copyrighted material. I use videos that somebody most likely has a network assigned to them, and they are in full power to come in and sweep my channel just because they don't like what I said. They don't like what the comments I made about their content or whatever. And that's just completely abusing the copyright brokenness that is the YouTube copyright system. And I feel like that's really stifling creativity because it starts narrowing the gap in what you can use to your potential to make a video. When you start out on YouTube, you don't have much unless you're a big corporation that can buy props, buy music, buy licenses, buy this, buy that. A lot of my outro music I don't own. I use Getter's music, and I know that if I were to ever get copyright striked by OWSLA, I'm pretty sure Getter would be like, yeah, dude, that's fine. You're only using 15 seconds of a song. You know, I'm not using the entire song that Getter has. All of my background music is made by my good friend Keith, and he makes fucking awesome music. You know, I have two friends that have allowed me to use their music in my videos, and I would totally be up and down to not only pay for a license, but I would also be down to promote the fuck out of their music because I love it so much. Same thing with Getter. I always make sure I credit his songs and Introspace's songs. And that's just me being humble and respecting other people's art and them allowing me to use their music. And I always feel that Getter would probably be the most reasonable. He's like, yeah, dude, you're only using like whatever 15 seconds of my song. That's cool. You know, and he'd take the copyright strikes and claims down. Not that I'm big enough that anybody would notice, but still, the copyright system is just extremely fucking bogus. And honestly, I feel like the more and more companies and businesses start realizing that kids and a lot of the younger generation spends more time on the internet than they do watching adverts on TV or picking up a newspaper, they start trying to buy out these big entertainment pages, these big areas of the internet that a lot of people traffic on a day-to-day basis. So they try to put as many advertisements up as they can. They try to shut down anybody that uses their stuff to make sure that they're getting the most streamlined stuff. And it's just sad. Like it's not even just YouTube, it's just the internet in general. You know, the internet's now becoming corporately owned. Like there's so many different ads everywhere and business ads and so many different types of, you know, content creators that have been on YouTube since its start that are now just getting railed in the ass by big businesses that they either critique or they say one goddamn word. And if you don't believe me, there's been movie reviewers that have shown nothing of the movie, no sound, no dialogue, no clips, no trailers, no modified clips or trailers, where they just sit there, watch a movie or have a pre-talk before the movie and then a post-talk, and yet they still get copyrighted by like Time Warner or Lionsgate or something like that. They still get copyrighted. That's how bad it's become with, you know, not being able to have free speech. A lot of people are talking about the net neutrality thing and how they don't want the government regulating it, but right now these big entertainment businesses are coming in and destroying places like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, because I go on my Instagram, dude, and there's like, oh, this is a sponsored message. It's like, I don't care. I didn't follow this person. I don't care if it's a Batman vs Superman trailer or an Iron Man trailer or this or that. And granted, it's just one post, but still, it just goes to show that these massive pages are paying so much fucking money to have their shit gets sponsored and on the front page of Instagram and everybody sees it and they get the most views. And to me, that's bullshit. If I don't like your page or if I don't follow you on Twitter or Instagram, I should not see your posts. And I'm talking about posts. I'm not talking about an advertisement in the side right-hand corner of Twitter or Facebook. I'm talking about seeing like, it'll say like sponsored, like I don't care. And that just shows like how much the internet is just becoming a shit show with Hollywood and all these big shots coming in and sweeping the internet. The internet's supposed to be free. YouTube was supposed to be something where your average Joe Schmo should come up and upload a fucking video and as many people want to see it as they can. But now YouTube has an algorithm where it puts people who pay, I mean, I think this is how it works. I could be wrong, but people are paying to have their shit shown first in those new areas, new this, new that. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And honestly, I think that's why YouTube and the internet is just becoming a massive shit show. The internet, in my opinion, isn't dying, but it's just becoming more and more ad spammed and sponsor spammed. Like there's so much shit that's just going on right now that the big content creators are lucky they're at where they're at right now, because right now smaller YouTubers, it's so hard to be a small YouTuber and try and work your way up and become one of the big YouTubers, you know? And if that's someone's dream and aspiration, that's so cool, but it's so hard. It's so hard and it's very discouraging now with not only the massive amounts of people that want to do it, but also the massive amounts of oversaturation of other people. Like YouTube Red, man, they spam fucked the shit out of my sub box with YouTube Red. Listen, man, I don't care about YouTube Red. I'm not subscribed to YouTube Red. I don't want to see YouTube Red. It's your website and you can put what you want on there, but if I'm not subscribed to it, I don't want to see it. You know, it's all about being humble and keeping your fans happy, and I'm not happy right now with how YouTube is and how it works with the sub box and the algorithms and how people's videos are viewed. I try my hardest at these videos. I put a lot of work into them, and I'm not saying I deserve fucking all this shit, because I'm at the mercy of the viewers, and that's kind of how it should be, because you guys watch what you want to watch and you have your different tastes and your interests, and if you don't like what someone watches, don't watch it. That's my piece. If you don't like it, then don't watch it. I don't want people to watch my videos that don't like them. I mean, granted, I like constructive criticism, but I also don't want someone just to watch my videos and completely hate 20 minutes of it. Like, if you don't like it, then don't watch it. Anyways, guys, this video is getting really long. I'm kind of just rambling at this point, not making any coherent fucking sense. So I'm gonna end the video here. If you like what you're seeing and you like what you're hearing, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more of my content. My name's Sneaky Adma. Have a fucking fantastic day, boys.
Like, you guys are in control of everything. And I love you guys for that. And I love what we do together. And I love everything about YouTube.